Good afternoon to you. Well, there's certainly still some very unsettled weather around. On this morning's chart, the low still over Biscay, its fronts having pushed up across the country. The warm front not giving too much rain in the north, but still some fairly heavy outbreaks of thundery rain around, some quite warm, humid weather in many of these central and northern parts now. The cold front's interesting. It's brought slightly clearer weather, cleared away a lot of the fog from the English Channel, but also brought some fairly heavy rain across the south during this morning, and that brighter weather will eventually extend into these southern counties behind the front. And in fact, looking at this morning's satellite picture, you can see the cold front showing up, and indeed you can also see the depression over Biscay. There's the low, there's the cold front swinging up across the south. The cloud quite extensive over most of the country, but up in northwest Scotland it's a bit more broken, so the chance of some sunshine there. But following the cold front further away towards the continent, then the chart begins to look a bit more interesting, because there's another mass of cloud now developing over southern France, and that's probably going to be a small low, which will bring some more persistent and quite heavy rainfall across the southeast and through the Midlands during the latter part of today. And on the Atlantic chart, that low is the one down over southern France that you can see there on the cold front. It's going to move quite steadily northwestwards towards the southeastern corner of the country, bringing some heavy rain, once again quite thundery rain. And that's the thing with fairly warm weather around. The temperatures are already up to 70 over the continent, and that warm air is capable of bringing a fair amount of moisture and certainly some quite humid weather. This low is going to move only slowly northwards, so the chart really changing shape very gradually during the first part of the week, still certainly very unsettled. Eventually it'll get away. The cold front is going to bring clearer weather up across the country, clear away that fog from the eastern coast as well. Then we'll get a brief interlude in the weather when it'll be a bit brighter, a bit clearer, some sunshine, but also still some showers around. And beyond that, during the latter part of the week, other lows will be developing out to the west, coming away from Newfoundland and down towards Spain, and then later on towards next weekend, perhaps returning us to the same sort of weather that we have now, with a major low somewhere to the southwest of the country, once again feeding up fronts and fairly warm, wet, thundery weather up towards the country. The chart for the middle of the week, in fact, shows that sequence taking place. The low that you see there to the west of Ireland is, in fact, the low that we've got over Biscay at the moment, and that's still on its way northwards. I think the brighter weather will also have extended across the country by then. Still, despite a cold front passing through, still fairly warm weather because the winds are still from the southwest, so I don't think any frost to worry about, but certainly much clearer weather. The fog will be moving itself away from those eastern coasts in particular, which will be quite an improvement, because there it's going to be a fairly cool start to the week and a fairly misty start as well. Any successive fronts, lows that form on the cold front, are going to pass a little bit further east up the North Sea. So all in all, a brief, brighter, drier spell coming along, still with some showers. The sunshine, incidentally, rising temperatures and perhaps setting off one or two showers more likely during the afternoon. And then, in fact, towards the end of the week, we'll find another low coming up from the southwest, bringing yet more unsettled weather, I'm afraid. Well, that's all from me. I'll leave you with a summary chart.